All right, you've been playing along at home. You've probably picked up the KTVB 70th anniversary is coming up this summer. So to celebrate, we're going to go back once again to the 90s to show some of our favorite Exploring Idaho episodes. The show ran 6 years and displayed Idaho's beauty, but also hopefully inspired some AOL chatting, VHS renting, Tetris playing Idahoans to actually get outside and explore some of the beautiful gem state. Okay, so this episode we're bringing you today, we're going to explore the country's largest expansive wilderness outside of Alaska. 15 times larger than New York City or even Los Angeles. And we're talking about the pristine Frank Church River of No Return Wilderness. And we're talking about rafting down the Salmon River.
From the deep green of the ponderosa pines to the lime green grasses, the Salmon River comes alive this time of year.
I think that there are opportunities on the salmon in the springtime that you don't get any other time of year. One is, of course, the wildflowers. April is the time for wildflowers here. The canyon is green, and not just green. I suppose an artist might be able to describe that particular shade of green. The best I can do is to call it spring green. It's brilliant.
The spring rebirth brings colorful wildflowers, breathtaking waterfalls, and an abundance of wildlife. Mixed in with the obvious beauty of the canyon is what a lot of folks will travel across the state and around the world for. And for those who have joined river guide Wayne Johnson on his annual trek down this famous river, it brings adventure along with the solitude. Spring on the Salmon is a well-kept secret.
Everybody forward. Good run. Hold your paddles. Nothing to it.
Springtime trips must be carefully planned between the cold weather and high water runoff. There is a narrow window of opportunity in April and early May. Then the water gets too high to safely run the river. But by mid-June, the most popular season on the salmon is in full swing.
The salmon in the springtime is so unknown to people. It is so unappreciated as a recreational activity that you really are alone out here. You really do have the river to yourself.
He says this is probably what the pioneers who came down this river 100 years ago saw. Awe-inspiring scenery and a noticeable lack of people. Today, the scenery is just as awesome and the people just as scarce.
The scenic beauty, the peacefulness. I've lived in salmon, all my life, and I was just thinking, gee, Minnie, a person needs to do this more often. And I'd certainly encourage all the people of Idaho especially. This is a resource that's right here in our backyard, and we need to spend more time.
While the weather can be somewhat unpredictable, you won't hear many complaints. With the right clothes, a little weather is tolerable. Of course, a dip in the hot springs doesn't hurt either.
It feels beautiful. It's wonderful.
It's rough. This is really rough in here. This water is real ice.
This is fun.
The pace this time of year is pretty relaxed. When Wayne Johnson plans these trips, he makes sure there's enough time to take a few side trips to explore the history of the area. Jim Moore's mining camp is one of Johnson's favorite spots. Most of the buildings, put up in the late 1800s, are still here. In fact, a group of archaeologists is now working to restore this historic site.
He built all these cabins by himself, with the exception of the one to my right here, his home. He had help from another fellow for about 2 weeks. But all the other cabins here he built by himself, except that he had 2 horses to help him drag the logs.
This mining camp is a living piece of Idaho history. History that guides like Wayne Johnson keep alive by sharing it with their guests.
It's more than whitewater. It's a time machine trip for people to see and touch and feel and have a personal experience with our heritage. Paddle hard! Paddle hard! Very good. Okay, hold your paddles.
You're wondering if you're going to flip over and if you're hitting it right and if your guide's steering you right and if you're going to end up right side up, but it's always a thrill. It's fun.
I love going through those rapids, and no matter how cold it is, it doesn't matter because you're just having so much fun that it just doesn't matter. I like it up front. It's more fun. You get to see firsthand, and you're just right there.
Many spring trips end up in places like the China Bar Lodge. After a long day of rafting and sightseeing, a hot shower and warm bed are just the ticket. Throw in a late-night bonfire under the moonlit sky, and you've just wrapped up the perfect day. Paradise, found in the heart of Idaho's wilderness.
It's pretty amazing. You know, you can still visit the China Bar Lodge today. They have jet boat excursions, they got fishing, and of course a warm place to stay like you just saw. From now until our 70th anniversary celebration, we're going to be celebrating the fact that those wireless microphones worked that well back in 1995. That was pretty impressive. We're also going to be showing a few of the Exploring Idaho stories right here on the 208, but if there's one you're looking for specifically, or you just want to binge them all, you can watch all 6 years of Exploring Idaho on KTVB's YouTube channel right now, or at least wait until the end of today's show.